Did you count to 10 before you went over to that one? I hope so. Okay, look on YouTube or on Facebook. Hosted by Scott LeBurgis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show. Are we there? Anyhow, we're live. It is Friday night. We're in the studio. Sorry for the loud burp in the audio category there. When you gotta burp, you gotta burp. Anyhow, we're sitting here working on. That was pretty good. I was just listening to a little bit of a playback here, but I'm working on a new pink salmon fly, and there's a little bit of too much audio in the background because I can't really think straight when I've got too much going on in the background. I've got a pink fly that we've been working on, and we're calling it the Chew Toy because it's pretty soft. It looks a little bit like a chunk of Hubba Bubba with a nice glow-in-the-dark bead, and it's got a lot of crystal flash in it. The tail is crystal flash, and the body is crystal flash chenille by hairline. And then we've also got a little bit of ice dub UV pink in the body. Today is a very special day as well. Today is my 11th anniversary with my darling wife, Melissa. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'd like to say I love you, sweetheart. So anyhow, the show's gonna go on. Let's go down to camera 4. Enough of this sappy stuff, but hey, when you've got a woman that'll put up with your, you know what, for that long, we've been together for almost 16 years, and you know, I can still smile every morning I wake up beside her and look at her. Some days I gotta run and get coffee, some days it's a little bit better, but that's relationships. Anyhow, so this little guy here is called the Pink Salmon Chew Toy. And we were just working on this today. I've got another one for you guys today too. That's our go-to guide fly, but it's pretty fishy. I think it's gonna be a real winner. I tied it a couple different ways today. I'll show you this version. This is what I'm going to tie because I think it looks a little bit better. But I also tied it in another version with a wing. So if you guys want that one tied, better comment in the link below. But this one's got a wing. All it's going to do is just give a little bit more flash in the water. But I think that the pattern without the wing is going to be a winner. But anyway, we're going to get started. Enough about the talking, and let's get to the tying part. So start off with a Mustad streamer hook. It's a S74 SNP-DT 2XH 4 extra long. That's the hook right there. Can you see that okay, cameraman? Roger that. Mustad makes great hooks. So we're going to go to a 3/0 chartreuse. We're going to put a little bit of an underbody on top of this hook here, just for everything to kind of lock to. When you're using chenilles and all that stuff, it's good to have something underneath, and we've already got people commenting, and I didn't silence my phone, so somebody's probably going to call me because that's what happens on Friday Night Flies. So there it is. Now we're going to start out with this fancy stuff called Crystal Flash. So I got the price tag off of it. It's made by Superfly, but it's also made by everybody else on the planet. Hairline, Wapsi. I think Superfly, they spell it with a C. Hairline spells it with a K. And what else would make Crystal Flash? But anyhow, as you guys are kind of seeing, there's a common denominator there that it's all called Crystal Flash, just spelt differently. So I'm taking a little pinch of this stuff, lop it off, and we're going to get the tail tied in here. You can tie them in pretty sparse, or you can tie them in pretty thick. This one I'm going to put a little thicker than the last one because I'm not going to be doing an upwing or a downwing. A lock that stuff in. I'm going to cut off a tail at about 1.25 inches. Get it nice and tight so it fuzzes out. But once it gets wet, it's going to collapse and look real sexy. At this point, I'm going to work forward to the front. I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch in front, and I'm going to go to Super Fly. They call these Fly Eyes Plus. So these are yellow or silver yellow, and I'm not sure if they, I don't think they, no, they don't glow. But if you look at them with the UV light, they really shine. Can you see that? It's probably, it's just too bright, probably. But they are definitely UV. So we start with getting a little bit of thread in between them eyeballs. Hopefully I don't throw it on the ground. You don't have to worry too much about it because they're going to be, they'll get back into the right zone here. Pull them back by wrapping on one side to the other. And you just want to throw some figure eights. You don't have to go too crazy. One in behind, figure eight it. Lock those eyes on the top of the shank. And the reason that you're putting it on top is for the simple reason that you want this to ride hook up. So that when you're banging bottom, your fly is actually going to be going like this, hook facing up. It's going to stop a fair amount of foul hooking, but it's also going to stop a lot of you hooking the bottom. So something to think about when you're tying your flies, especially with the big lead eyes. Anyhow, lock down those threads with a little bit of Solaris bone dry, and that'll help keep the dumbbell eyes from moving around on you too. So that's nice and secure. And we're going to go to the back end here just before the tail. And I've got this great stuff from Hairline called Crystal Flash Chenille, Bonefish Pink. They make it in a few different colors, but this one definitely caught my eye. That stuff is sparkly. Some sexy. So we're going to lock that in.
You're sexy.
I'm dead sexy. I'm so sexy. Dead sexy. So we're going to go back up around the head. Whip finish in front of the eyeballs. Whip finish. Bring the old bobbin cradle. Wrap it clockwise. Nope. Getting her on there pretty thick. So wrap her up. And you want to just take it all the way up and behind them dumbbell eyes. Like so. Pull that bobbin off. Get back in here, man. There's not much room here once you got that camera right in front of you. Bring a couple in front, a couple behind. Lock that chenille down. At that point, we're done with it. We done with it. And I see there was a little piece of crystal chenille that was sticking out. You want it to look good. You want your mom to be proud of you in your work. At that point, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in a little dubbing loop. Nice dubbing loop. Around a couple times, loop it around. We are still open in Spud Valley Sporting Goods, so you're going to hear some background noise. Preferably, we would like not to hear background noise, but today I think we're going to get a little bit. Whip finish off the head here. We got, hey, one thing I don't mind is hearing that cash register ringing in the background. That means Big Daddy here is making some money. Anyhow, put it back on the bobbin cradle. Next, to complete this beautiful fly, we are going to throw in, can you see that, cameraman? Ice Tub UV Pink. I don't know what I was thinking about. I said that.
Started the show off with a burp and ended with a fart.
Start the show with a burp and end with a fart. Yeah. Okay, so we're just taking a little bit of that UV Ice Tub and we're just spreading it out a little bit, and then we're going to stuff her in this loop. Oh, get that. That was a twist in the loop. There it is. Make her look pretty here, ladies and gentlemen. Since the cool thing right now is to use dubbing loops. Seems to be what everybody wants to see, dubbing loops.
You need a lesson, bud?
Alright, look at how got this fancy new tool.
Ooh.
Look at that. It kind of looks a little bit like Mr. Johnny Horner's dub and twister tool. But all I'm doing is just pulling a little bit of that. Here, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing in the background there.
Yeah, you can see it.
Licking my lips. Fluff it up. Make it pretty. And then we're going to anchor that sucker. And then we're just going to go, that would be clockwise again. Clockwise, in behind the head. Go around a couple different ways. And around this way. You just want to kind of cover up a little bit of that thread that you got. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go one more time in behind. And in behind. And in front. Just like that. Perfect. Man, does that ever look good.
Yeah.
That's amazing how that just ties that fly together, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, cameraman?
Okay.
So, at that point, I'm going to go around it a couple times because I was getting pretty short on the dubbing loop. Go in behind her a couple more times. Okay. These razor scissors by Dr. Slick have done me well, but they are definitely coming toward the end of their venture. They're starting to get pretty dull. And a whip finish. And boy, I'll tell you, after we fluff this guy up, you got to have that little hint of chartreuse to pop through and make it look dead sexy. Ooh, that one side is dull and the other side ain't so bad. And then what we're going to do here, just give it a little bit of protection on top of that with our Solaris bone dry. I don't know if you guys have seen this stuff, but it cures quick. So anyhow, we're going to lock that down. You can, whoa, you see that thing smoking? Yeah, you know it's doing a good job when you get a little bit of smoke flying. I'm going to just clean up around the eyeball there. And now what I'm going to do is take a tiny little chunk of Velcro strip. And I'm just going to blend it all together, make it look real pretty. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pink Salmon Chew Toy. Buddy, does that look sexy or what? I can't wait to get this thing wet. This is something we just developed this evening at the Friday night headquarters at Spud Valley Sporting Goods. The old creative juices were flowing, ladies and gentlemen. The creative juices were flowing. And this is what we came up with. Something damn sexy. You know, it's going to clank. You're going to be able to get it down dirty. Down and dirty. Swing it, strip it. Next thing you know, you're going to be ripping some lips. Anyhow, with that in mind, let's take it back up to camera 4. Or camera 3, sorry. Are we back up top?
You know it.
You can see not just me and my mouth and my mustache moving. You can see the whole picture now. So once again, we got that guy tied with a wing. Got it in with a wing. Or we got it just the original. And I think that original is going to do well. Pink salmon are now just starting to enter the rivers of the Pacific Northwest. If you guys are looking to sharpen your skills, give us a call at permanentfishfinder.com. If you don't know how to spell permanent, you can do flyfishing.tours, and then you'll get to the same place. But anyhow, we've got a great show. I got another little pattern. I'll give you a little sneak peek. This one here is a guide fly. Guide fly, very effective, very, very simple, and we'll be right back with you in about 2 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Go grab a fresh one, a fresh cold one, or a bag of popcorn. We'll be right with you. We're going to have a quick word with our sponsors, so have a quick pay attention there. Camera 5.
Friday Night Flies would like to thank the following sponsors: Superfly, Soul Rise, Chinook Wind Outfitters, Dr. Slick, Griffin, Stonefall,